So Ninja Online guys, welcome back to This is the Police. This is chapter 31. When we last left off, we're on day 99, which is October 21st, Monday. Let's jump back to it and see how it goes. So animal rights advocate, Jesus. People wearing furs are latent serial killers. Taxi driver foils bank robbers. Workers pinned under blade in sawmill accident. That's scary. Looks like the mayor, City Hall likes us a bit better. I'm already down 2 people. I couldn't afford to let Platonic go too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people today. We'll see how this day goes. Hopefully smoothly. Fingers crossed. Stack them up. And that double homicide. Alright, Morris Brown frequently visits the intensive care unit since his daughter had an accident 2 days ago. But this time, after talking with the doctors, Morris drew a pistol and took several attendants hostage. I won't let anyone go until you stupid lazy pigs start doing something about my daughter. Interesting. Send 3 squads and the SWAT. Two calls at the exact same time, of course. That one's huge. This is the police. I want to report 3 ghouls who came and painted the wall of my house, covering over all my graffiti. I spent a week on that. They destroyed a peaceless work of art. The house was painted by municipal workers who were only doing their jobs. So I thought. During a scheduled rally at the mayor's office, animal rights advocates were pelted by 5 decapitated chickens, presumably thrown by slaughterhouse employees in counter-protest. Massive fight started involving armed men. Eyewitnesses report that several people are already wounded. We received several complaints about a man in the park. A whole stream of people are going past. They shake his hand twice, and they quickly move on. Witnesses believe that he's selling drugs. Does sound kind of sketchy. Another mass riot. Jesus Christ, man. The city's so fucked. Huge crowd of people are beating each other with bats, batons, and dead chickens. Just throw tear gas into the crowd. I don't even know if I'll be able to hit this mass riot. Oh. Alright, an old man strapped with dynamite walked into the insurance company's office. He says he's going to blow himself up unless the company immediately pays him everything they owe him. Mr. Boyd, I had to dismiss one of the assistants who helped me with the hives at my apiary, and in retaliation he took all my hives to the landfill and stole all my beekeeping suits and other equipment. I need 3 strong men who can pick up the hives from the landfill and who aren't afraid of a few bee stings. I'll owe you one, and I'll give you men a year's supply of honey. I'll do that, but not with my best guys.
913 in progress.
Maybe I won't do it, I don't know. In a plea deal, a jewelry store robber confessed that some stolen goods are being stored in a warehouse at the port. They are there now along with his accomplices who are armed and presumed dangerous. Let's wait on that until I get the SWAT team back. I don't think I'm gonna have the SWAT team in time. Okay, let's send all 5 of them, I guess. Hopefully that'll be enough without the SWAT. While she was jogging in the park, the chief of the Freeburg Philanthropies Charity Fund was shot by a young man in a ski mask. 2 witnesses tried to detain the attacker, but he opened fire, then hid in a public toilet. Police pulled up to the warehouse. Inside there are sounds of cheerful talk and laughter. A policeman accidentally brushes past the trash can and it rolls around with a clatter. "Who's there?" asks a voice from behind the door. "Ready your weapons, prepare for an assault." The bolt on the door flips and the door swings open slowly. A man with a gun peeks out. Let's kick in the door and storm the building. There's that jewelry. Pretty sure I had stripes to give out and I completely forgot. Do I still have that option? I don't know, maybe. Passerby noticed a taxi brake abruptly at the curb and saw a fight going on inside the cab. The guy in back broke through the partition and he was shouting something and holding a knife to the driver's throat. Yeah, fuck it. Then 2 squads for now. That way Morris will be 150 by the end of that one and then I'll be alright. 3 new frames. Okay, so we know that all played out like that. We know it looked like that, something like that. So just looking for the part where he offers the coin. Maybe not that one. Good and good.
Well, Jack, who's your favorite right-hand man?
Francis Kendrick, but go on.
A very good lawyer. Very good. Invented a way for you to keep your job. Though invented is hardly the word. He has a whole scheme. A big plan. I just had him on the phone. He's so full of ideas I could hardly get off. Believe me, Jack, this guy knows his stuff.
Wow, I do not know what to say, Martin. That's wonderful news. Can I meet him?
Yes, of course. He's not a local. Right now he's in court on the other end of the country, but he'll be with us in 8 or 10 days. When he gets to Freeburg, we'll sit down, the three of us, and we'll work through the details.
Sounds great. And now you want something from me?
Not at all. Yes. No. Well, I mean, part of his plan is a big public campaign for your support. Talk to the press, lots of interviews, maybe even a few street demonstrations. And it would be nice if your family was there with you. I know you're not talking with your wife, but maybe your children could...
No. Listen. My oldest son and his fiancée have arranged some sort of a trip around the world. A big 7-month tour. His girl's from a wealthy family, so they're taking him with them, along with my younger kids and a few of their friends. They're out there roaming the world, and I'm glad they're away from, well, you know, all of this. They don't even know that I'm getting fired, and I'd like it to stay that way.
Okay, Jack, I thought you might say that. No problem. Oh, it's been a rough day. I think I'll go home and sleep it off.
Martin, wait. Look, you mentioned that you know Laura and me aren't talking, and, well, you think you could help find her?
Jack, I understand that's been hard on you, but I think we should focus on your retirement problem. We finish this, then we'll figure something out, okay? One thing at a time.
I hear what you're saying, Martin, but... Jack Boyd.
Well, Jack, you ready to listen to me ramble for an hour or two? I've had a very busy day.
Almost ready. Bear with me 1 second. Yes, Martin, you're right. One thing at a time. Thanks again. Go home and get some rest. We need your strength. Now I'm ready.
Day 100, October 22nd, Tuesday. Man, I still got 80 days. Oof. Teachers at University of Freeburg downgrade immigrant students. Military veteran Norris. Freeburg is a war zone. Slice Pizzeria feeds homeless. Let's go to them. What'd that say? Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Bro, this guy all the time. He showed up drunk on shift A, so I moved him to shift B, and he showed up drunk again. Daniel, man, you're getting fired, buddy. No ifs, ands, or buts. This guy is just causing so many issues. You're done, Daniel. Stay. What do I have right now? 21 and 9. Looking for 24 and 10. Be ideal. My Shift B team is missing persons and homicide. I feel like I'm close to the missing persons case. It's just I don't know what we're missing there. Homicide one just started. Oh god, the prison air conditioning system stopped working and the problem might not be sorted out for a few days. Hearing this, the prisoners rioted, beating up the guards and took over their cell block. They've taken several civilian hostages and are threatening to kill them unless the prisoners start getting treated like people. The warden says the situation must be sorted out as quickly as possible or the National Guard will have to be called in. Let's take out those two. Throw in those two. Daniel's just gonna get somebody killed, so we'll take him out as well. Child molestation at St. John's Cathedral. 11-year-old Michael Song, a boy from the choir, says he was molested by a priest, Aaron Huber. don't really have anyone I can take off of the case. Let's go for Casey, I guess. Mission from God. Gotta love it. Playing no games. When they get back, I'll send some people to do that one, the mission from God. Or maybe not. We'll see. Alright, the victim says, my mother and I were about to leave when Father Hubert came up. He took me into his office and told me to read the Sermon on the Mount out loud. He bowed his head, sat down, and put his arm around my shoulders, and then he undid the top button on my shirt. I didn't like it, but I didn't say anything. A little later, he pulled out his camera and began to take pictures while I read. Then he put the camera away and began unbuckling the belt on his pants. That's wherein I ran away. The mother said, Michael and his choir has been rehearsing here for a long time. They recently sang in front of the congregation. Everyone applauded and praised Jesus. Afterwards, Father Hubert came to talk to us and said he wanted to pray with Michael. God gave him such an angelic voice. Father Hubert said that he would drive Michael home, and I told Michael he could go along with the Holy Father. The boy's body shows no traces of sexual violence. We found several Polaroids of boys from the choir in Aaron Hubert's office. Some of the shots are of partially or completely naked children. The boy's father said, I had to leave in the middle of Michael's performance. There's a ton of work at the office. I won't leave my son at church for another second. No more choir for Michael. I'd rather he sing in a rock band. Alright, so we're going to have the full team back in a second here, and we'll check out all these different calls. So, Mrs. Ferguson says that a couple guys have converted the house next door into a storage house for stolen goods. They're robbing pharmacies and then selling the drugs. Let's go with 2 cars. The SWAT. These are like simultaneous, so we'll do them both. April Alston heard a man break into her neighbor's apartment and started beating the woman who lives there. She screamed, and then the man kept on demanding something. I couldn't hear any details. Young cashier went out for a smoke and noticed a suspicious black man slinking around a car near the road. The devil was crawling on the pavement around the car. He looked really suspicious, like a gangster. Mr. Boyd, I'm a man of broad views, and I came to terms with the existence of sodomites a long time ago, especially when they keep a low profile, but now these perverts have started shoving their rotting little sophistical noses into our fairs. Drugs are freely being sold in the Unicorns of Arcadia Gay Club, right there in the public toilets. I beg you, send your men undercover and clean the filth out of the city, as the Lord once cleansed Sodom and Gomorrah. I'll send some people on that mission. All the windows in the house are lit up and there's loud music playing. This is the stolen property. We'll knock on the door. There's a guy with a bottle of beer sitting on a sofa. There's a gun on the nearby table along with a handful of multicolored pills. Aim at the man. 2 men with shotguns jump in from the next room and open fire. Shoot to kill. Pharmaceuticals. This is the breaking and entering call. The door to the apartment is broken, but the police still knocked loudly and announced themselves. A brief noise comes from inside, and then all is quiet. The cops enter. Sitting in the corner is a sobbing and battered woman with no one else around. The apartment has no electricity. Search the apartment with a flashlight. The shocked girl continues to cry, but points a trembling hand towards the bed in the far corner. Check under the bed. Give us $50. That's the last time I helped that motherfucker. Vicious looking man was the owner of the car. He was just looking for his keys. There's no money in helping God. No, that's a really horrible thing to say, but there isn't, and it just wastes my time. Like, now I can't attend this call here.
311 A complete. 913 in progress.
Alright. A frightened citizen found a storage box left by someone on her landing. It's gotta be a bomb, she said with a squeaky voice. It's just like in the movies. Send a couple officers to check that one out. A man who declined to give his name said that Mary Hinojeza is keeping some stolen jewelry in a storage unit. She just went there now with something else she recently stole. But be careful, she's armed and dangerous, and she doesn't like handcuffs. I sent 2 squads just because Mick Spankley getting all tongue-tied. Once we get him to 150, then I'll feel comfortable sending him out with just like a second partner. Homeless man had left a box of junk near the entrance to the building. That's all that was. It wasn't a bomb. Donnie Hustard was walking in the evening with a friend and noticed that someone or something was watching them. I only saw the silhouette, but it seemed like a monster. Oh, you were so frightened. We ran to the nearest farmhouse and called you right away. Found some jewelry. Young couple were strolling through the park, hand in hand, talking nicely between themselves, when up ran a young man in a leather jacket. He snatched the girl from the hands of her boyfriend and started yelling loudly at her like it was some kind of argument. According to a witness, the assailant could hardly stay on his feet, and it seemed like he was hiding some kind of weapon in his jacket. It's crazy to, like, see Percy be almost 500. When we first got him, I think he was, like, what? Like 5 proficiency points or some stupid shit like that. Couple were frightened by the scarecrow in the field. Like, he was definitely going to be an enigma to the force, and now, like, look at him. He's like a really, like, well-versed person. Send a couple more people to help them out. Like, it's nice. Alright, so we got 3 new investigations. Wasn't with the father.
In progress.
I don't know how that helps me though. Because it doesn't. We know that it's not this one for sure. Most likely not that. I guess maybe not that. We've received a complaint about noise coming from a restaurant. It's the 5th day of a damn wedding and they're still at it. Noise, shouting, swearing, some foreign music with wilted flowers on the windowsill, a whole symphony of vulgarity, complained a retired English teacher. The window of her apartment directly overlooks the restaurant. Let's just send a couple people for now, and we'll see what's going on, I guess. No, I meant to send the paddy wagon too, it's fine. They need backup, they'll have tons of backup. Day 101, October 23rd, Wednesday. Controversial artist Sigmund Hammerling commits suicide. 59% of Freiburg parents use physical discipline. 14th century wine barrel found in city dump. It's a pretty old wine barrel. Alright. You know, Gillette's been around for a long time, so we'll give it to Gillette. I feel like it would be an oversight if I gave it to Magnema Jr. Street War from Ron Atticus. Jack, one of our partners with whom I have several very large contracts at the request of his wife, wishes to open a confectionery factory in Freiburg. The problem is that the local stores stock products from the Clementine Burroughs factory, and there's no room for competition in the market. Not that I care about selling fucking candy, but it must demonstrate that I'm a reliable business alley. Today, a couple of my best men will burn this Clementine factory to the ground. Nobody is going to get in their way, right? Yeah, for sure. We can hire one more detective. Right on. I want it for Shift B. Raise, increase. We can have one more police officer. That would be Shift B that I'm looking for, just to balance the teams. Spread the wealth there. Alright. Things are looking good. So, Clementine Factory. Gotta remember that. Clementine Factory. An armed assailant entered the Jesus Got You Covered insurance offices and opened fire on everyone inside. One of the secretaries grabbed a phone, a hidden closet, and dialed the police. According to her, the man has often come to the office to argue with his agent about his payments, but now it seems he's finally lost his mind. And a couple squads and the SWAT team. I'm iffy about that one because the two lower proficient police officers that are there, but we'll see how it goes. Photo studio employee Clark Mitchell called the police about a customer who seems to be involved in child molestation. The man brought in some photos for development, all normal stuff, family photos from the holidays, but at the end of the reel, the studio found a photo of a naked elderly man next to a girl, no older than 13. Apparently the client forgot to remove that shot. God damn.